Hi, I'm Bob Hill and I'm the president of the Church of Scientology Mission of Riverdale at 308 Broadview Avenue in Toronto. This is the 21st Sunday service we're doing online during the pandemic. The topic of today's sermon is handling exhaustion. Scientology is a practical religion. It teaches a person how to know. That's what the word Scientology means. Knowing how to know. Exhaustion is a state of extreme mental or physical tiredness or collapse. You got it? Good. There are spiritual things that you can do to handle that feeling of extreme tiredness. Have you ever felt very tired when you should have had lots of energy? Sure you have. Today's sermon is based on information from the Scientology Handbook, Chapter 15, Tools for the Workplace, by L. Ron Hubbard. One does not become exhausted simply because one has worked too long or too hard. One becomes exhausted when he has worked sufficiently long to reactivate the pain and emotion of a past bad memory of some old injury. Okay? An example would be someone working at a computer for a long time and reactivating the pain of an injury such as a car accident, etc. The pictures in their mind can come to life again, causing tiredness. You got it? So those pictures kick in and you feel a little groggy. Have you ever had a picture of the past come to life again in your mind and affect your body? Do you know someone who works long and hard and never gets exhausted? They seem to be able to create energy endlessly. As a spirit, you have the ability to create energy. On the other hand, preventing someone from working can also cause exhaustion. Scientology has rather completely established the fact that the downfall of the individual begins when he is no longer able to work. All it is necessary to do to degrade or upset an individual is to prevent them from working. Have you seen this with the pandemic? People losing their jobs and just wanting to get back to work so badly. Children stuck on computers because of no school. Getting introverted and out of communication with their family. Introversion is looking in too closely. Extroversion is able to look outward. Our goal is to help get people extroverted. Let's take an accountant. An accountant's eyes are on books at fixed distances from his eyes. A person who has a machine or books or objects continually at a fixed distance from him leaves his work and tends to keep his attention fixed exactly where the work was. It's interesting, isn't it? Think about it as you sit on your computer all day. The extroversion of attention is as necessary as the work itself. There is nothing really wrong with introverting attention with work. If one didn't have something to be interested in, he would go to pieces entirely. But if one works, it would be found that an unnatural tiredness is apt to set in. So if you continue to work and you continue to look at that same thing over and over, an unnatural tiredness is apt to set in. When this is found to be the case, the answer is not a drop into unconsciousness for a few hours of sleep, but in actually extroverting the attention and then getting a really relaxing sleep. One thing you can do is take a walk. This procedure is rather easy to perform. When one feels tired on finishing his work, no matter if the thought of doing so is almost all he can tolerate without falling through the floor, he should go out and walk around the block until he feels rested. In short, he should walk around the block and look at things until he sees the things he is walking near. It does not matter how many times he walked around the block. He should walk around the block until he feels better. Okay? In the Creed of the Church of Scientology, we look at handling spiritual problems with religion and defending our rights. You got it? Good. I'll now read to you the Creed of the Church of Scientology. We of the Church believe that all men of whatever race, color, or creed were created with equal rights, that all men have inalienable rights to their own religious practices and their performance, that all men have inalienable rights to their own lives, that all men have inalienable rights to their sanity, that all men have inalienable rights to their own defense, that all men have inalienable rights to conceive, choose, assist, or support their own organizations, churches, and governments, that all men have inalienable rights to think freely, to talk freely, to write freely their own opinions, and to counter or utter or write upon the opinions of others. That all men have inalienable rights to the creation of their own kind. That the souls of men have the rights of men. That the study of the mind and the healing of mentally caused ills should not be alienated from religion or condoned in non-religious fields. And that no agency less than God has the power to suspend or set aside these rights overtly or covertly. And we of the Church believe that man is basically good, that he is seeking to survive, that his survival depends upon himself and upon his fellows, and his attainment of brotherhood with the universe. And we of the Church believe that the laws of God forbid man to destroy his own kind, to destroy the sanity of another, to destroy or enslave another's soul, to destroy or reduce the survival of one's companions or one's group. And we of the Church believe that the spirit can be saved, and that the spirit alone may save or heal the body. Okay? Very good. Now, when one is so tired he can barely drag himself around, or is so tired that he is hectically unable to rest at all, it is actually necessary that he confront masses, solid objects. It is even doubtful if there is such a thing as a fall of physical energy. Naturally, there is a limit to this procedure. One cannot work all day and walk around the block all night and go to work the next day again and still expect to feel relieved. But one should certainly spend some time extroverting after being introverted all day. You got it? Good. So, take a walk is a powerful tool you can use. Another tool is to change your activities to something completely different. An individual who is continually fixed upon some object of work should fix his attention otherwise after working hours. So put your attention onto something else. A man who is made to work continuously inside and at a very fixed task would find a considerable relief at being able to go outside and work, particularly at some disrelated task. As an example, it would be a considerable relief to an accountant to be able to dig ditches for a while. A machinist running a stationary machine, a machine always in one spot, would actually find it a very joyful experience to push around a bulldozer. I work talking to people and driving to appointments during the day. After work, I go for a walk. I water my garden. On Saturday, I wash my car, and I do landscaping. That's work for me. What could you do to make some changes in your life and extrovert your attention? There you go. Okay? We'll do the prayer for total freedom now. May the author of the universe enable all men to reach an understanding of their spiritual nature. May awareness and understanding of life expand so that all may come to know the author of the universe. And may others also reach this understanding, which brings total freedom. At this time, we think of those whose liberty is threatened, of those who have suffered imprisonment for their beliefs, of those who are enslaved or martyred, and for all those who are brutalized, trapped, or attacked. We pray that human rights will be preserved so that all people may believe and worship freely, so that freedom will once again be seen in our land. Freedom from war and poverty and want, freedom to be, freedom to do, and freedom to have. Freedom to use and understand man's potential, a potential that is God-given and God-like, and freedom to achieve that understanding and awareness that is total freedom. May God let it be so. If you find yourself feeling exhausted, try putting your attention outward by going for a walk or doing something totally different. By doing this, you can give yourself a spiritual lift and make life more enjoyable. You got it? That's today. The Scientology handbook and booklets and videos with details on how to stay well are also available online. Join us next Sunday for more ways to improve your life and so on. Thank you.